All right, welcome back, everybody, to Canada, and we've got a big day today. Fourth round action. The men are playing over in Montreal. That starts at the same time. They're pretty much like just exactly at the same time. They're scheduled today. So on the ladies' side, we're gonna watch all the matches today because they're just crazy. Like they're all four matches could be the final. Swiatek Kostyuk. Rematch of Roland Garros where Kostyuk got the win, and Swiatek doesn't lose much of this French Open, so it'll be interesting to see how Swiatek can handle Kostyuk this time. Pegula versus Schneider, which is a rematch of last week. Sabalenka, Alexandra tonight, and then Svitolina versus Anisimova, which is like a top 10 clash in the fourth round, which is insane. And on the men's side, it's a little bit less star-studded, but you've got Darderi taking on Borges that's happening now. Rinderknech Nesh taking on Nakashima. Lehechka Hodar, which we'll watch later tonight. And then Norrie Feast is the last match of the evening. So, yeah, pretty interesting lineup. And then tomorrow, don't know what the schedule is yet, but tomorrow we've got Gauff versus Korneva, Fernandez versus Osaka, great match. Samsonova versus Raducanu. And then, of course, Bencic versus Eala. So it's going to be, tomorrow's going to be just as crazy. And the men's side's a little bit more, maybe a bit more interesting tomorrow. Because you've got like Fonseca versus Shelton. You've got, Menchik and Tien playing tomorrow. It's still very, look, no Sinner, no Alcaraz, no Djokovic. And then like, no FAA, no Zverev, de Minaur's gone, Fritz is gone, Medvedev's gone. Who else is gone? Kaboli's gone. Rude, Rublev, Musetti, all gone. So, that's what we have. But we'll be watching more of the men's over the weekend because when we get to the semis and stuff, which will get pretty hectic. Oh, my thumbnail for Hodar is wrong? Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm tired. All right, here we go. Kostyuk walking out. This is going to be a very interesting match. Very interesting. Swiatek, this is kind of it's a big moment for Swiatek. She hasn't, besides beating Pegula in Rome, but then she lost straight away in the next match. This is kind of, I don't think it's a must win. I think Swiatek, if she doesn't win this match, okay, you can. Kostyuk's probably the most informed player at the moment, one of the most informed players. But still, like if she can get this win, Swiatek, it would be huge for her to going forward. So Swiatek kind of needs this win, but it's not a bad loss if she doesn't win. But it feels like she needs this win. She needs to get through one of these, informed players because she hasn't really done that in recent times. She's been losing to some players, or like more and more. So, yeah, this feels like it's sort of a bit of a pivotal moment for Swiatek for the year. Plus, she's also not in the top 8 or even the top 10 for the WTA Finals race. So she really does need to win points as well. So, she's lost to Eala, Navarro, Kostyuk, Svitolina in recent months. Not bad losses, right? Kostyuk, obviously, Svitolina has been really good against Swiatek lately. Eala's in form of her life, and Navarro's on the comeback. So they're not bad losses, but it doesn't feel like she's had one of those kind of matches go her way. Now, she did beat Osaka and Pegula in Rome, so that's probably the last time Swiatek really started to, really flexed. And that was the first tournament with Roige, so it kind of, or maybe the second. Oh, no, third, because she played Stuttgart. And then Stuttgart, she lost to Andreeva, which, again, hindsight, not a bad loss. She's beaten Mukova this year, which was a good win back in Indian Wells. But this feels like this match feels very important for Swiatek. If Kostyuk loses this match or wins this match, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. She's having a phenomenal season either way. But yeah, this feels important. Winner of this will take on the winner of Pegula Schneider, which again, the winner of this will probably like their chances in the next match. But I mean, Swiatek Pegula would be a really fun rematch. Kostyuk Pegula would be a great match as well. And Schneider, she's been informed, so yeah, I don't know. Today's very important. We're getting. I think WTA is on fire. The Alamania has taken over, but like if you just take your eye away from that for 2 seconds, there's a lot of very important clashes coming up. Right, these are gonna shape the WTA finals. Might rain as well. Just keep that in mind. There's some bad weather on the way. So yeah, I'm keen for today. Today's gonna be real fun. How are we doing, chat? Who's gonna win this match? Is there a poll? No, polls are annoying on YouTube. We don't do that. The poll is 1 for Swiatek, 2 for Kostyuk. That's the poll. 1 for Swiatek, 2 for Kostyuk. Who you got, chat? Who you got? Who have you got? Also, it looks like Zhang is out of Cincinnati. Or is she up to the main draw? All right, a lot of people going with Kostyuk. A few Swiateks and a few people that are putting in a 3 because they're, comedians or something. I don't know. Try to be funny. I picked both. Okay. All right, somebody tally up the votes and tell me who won. All right, they're just warming up the last couple of shots, and then we are ready to go. Now, the winner of this match will take on Pegula or Schneider, but rankings-wise, because that's sort of where we're going to start focusing a little bit more now, because the rankings for the WTA Finals are getting more and more important. If Swiatek wins this, and this is WTA Finals race, this isn't the rankings. If Swiatek does win this, she'll still be number 11, but because Mboko's not playing, Swiatek gets to the semis of the final. She will probably get to the top 10, depending on some other results. If Kostyuk can win a couple more matches, she needs Gauff to lose, but she's number 9. Right, so we're watching number 11 versus number 9 in the race to or the whatever this is, or race to the finals. Sabalenka's number 1. She's overtaken Andreeva. I mean, it's crazy. I'm looking at who's like Anisimova's number 21 in the race to the final. She needs to win one of these big tournaments. Probably needs to win this tournament to get herself in contention, but. You've got Osaka at 17, Bencic at 15, on Eala at 14, Schneider's at 13, Swiatek's at 11. You've got Kostyuk at 9, Gauff's at 8, and then you've got 5, 4, 3, and 1 with Svitolina, Pegula, Rybakina, and Sabalenka. So the only players that are still left in the draw, there's a few players that are left in the draw that are not in the race, but a win here would probably change that, and they'd put themselves in the mix a little bit. But yeah, it's the whole most of that the top 10 that decided to play are in there. Andreeva and Osaka are the only 2 that have lost. So yeah, it's super competitive. And no one's qualified yet for the WTA finals. On the men's side, we have a couple of players that have unofficially qualified, but they've got enough points they should be fine. But yeah, no one's officially qualified yet. So yeah, Sabalenka's number 1, Andreeva's 2, Rybakina 3 right now, Pegula 4, and Svitolina 5. But again, that could change tomorrow, but after today, that could change depending on results. So it's getting pretty hectic. But it's most important for these 2 ladies to keep winning because they're both outside the that top 8, and they need points. Can Andreeva win against Sabalenka? Well, Andreeva's out, so no, she can't win against Sabalenka. Not this week. Not this week. 4,500 points enough for qualification. Yeah, it should be. But nobody's officially in, or unofficially in. On the men's side, well, if you watch the ranking show, you already know this, but Sinner and Zverev have got enough points that it's mathematically impossible for them not to make it. Alcaraz is number 3, but he's still a long way from qualifying for points. We know the Grand Slam gets you in, but yeah. And on the women's side, like I said, no one has officially qualified, but yeah, you're right. If you get 4,500 should be enough, but mathematically there is still a chance that Sabalenka and Andreeva don't make it if they start to lose, right? So they're not locked in yet, but that's what these tournaments are for. All right, who you got, chat? I'm gonna go Swiatek because I want her to win. Terrible prediction when it comes to logic, but I just want her to win. So I think it's more important Swiatek wins. She needs to win more. Kostyuk doesn't need to win more. She is playing great, and she'll play great in the future. But Swiatek needs this to kind of restart her season. I think just get back on track with some confidence. All right, serving the back of Swiatek, back in Kostyuk is into the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk back in again. Swiatek keeps it to the back of Kostyuk. Swiatek back in again is in the net. And it's 15-11. And it probably will rain today, so just keep that in mind. My thinking is if it does rain, especially if it rains in the next match, we will we might go to the men's side of things. It's one of those days. We'll see what happens. All right, 15-0. All right, the forehand goes in the net by Kostyuk, and it's 15-30. 15-30. Swiatek is not as great as she used to be. It's because the tour is lifted. As with a forehand in the net by Kostyuk, 15-40. Yeah, we've talked about this many, many times. The reason why Swiatek is not as dominant as she once was is because everybody else has gotten more consistent. As one of the reasons. Swiatek also, maybe lost a bit of confidence when others started to be more competitive against her. And she's trying to, elevate her game to a new level, right? By getting Roige and trying to reassess her game. She's only 25, right? I mean, look at Nadal's career or Djokovic, right? I mean, they have those moments as well in their careers. We're going to find out from Swiatek. That's a winner. Okay. Iga breaks. First game, 1-love. Nadal reinvented that serve for that US Open, right? To win that title. I mean, that's where Swiatek's kind of at. He's never going to have the power of Raducanu or Sabalenka, so she's got to adjust and, sort of mold with the times. And she did that to win Wimbledon. I mean, we'll look back at that Wimbledon win and be like, and talk about how, she gets win 5Z and, she beefs up her game. And if that doesn't happen, she doesn't win Wimbledon, right? Because she wasn't doing well at Wimbledon before that, right? It was a worse slam, right? All right. Swiatek breaks to start. That is how you do it. 1-0. One love. Kostyuk does have tape on her right leg, so we'll see what's up. Got a break already. As we serve into the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of Kostyuk is in the back of Swiatek. Swiatek in the nets. And it's love 15. Love 15. As we are serving to the forehand of Kostyuk. Return to the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk. Again to the forehand of Swiatek. There's Kostyuk falling up the line. Goes long. 15-0. Oh, yeah. Tiafoe had assist removed on his wrist. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, it's Kostyuk gets a return winner. All right. $15.30. There's a return. Goes in the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand out from Kostyuk. Again, the forehand of Swiatek is Kostyuk forehand. And the forehand of Swiatek. Swiatek overhits it. All right, 15-40. Break points straight back. $15.40. Serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. Into the back of the Kostyuk. Good return. Slash Swiatek goes in the net. There's the break back. All right. 1-1. What do I expect from Jabeur when she returns? I don't know. I mean, her game is pretty solid. I think it would work still in this WTA. I don't know. Has she set a comeback date, or is she? I'm sure she's coming back next year at some stage. All right, Kostyuk to serve 1-1. Serve in the back end. Swiatek, somehow she gets it back. Kostyuk drop shot. And Swiatek can't get it. 15 love. Montreal rain isn't supposed to arrive until the evening. Yeah, it's 15 love. The return goes in, and that goes out by Kostyuk, 15-0. So it's going to rain tonight. So that means Sabalenka Alexandrova might be delayed. That's all right. We're going to watch Hoda and Lehechka anyway. Wait, did you say Montreal? We're in Toronto, though. What's Toronto going to be like? Thunderstorm watch. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be a long day. It's all right. I don't have any plans. As a return goes to 400 Kostyuk. Kostyuk shanks it wide. Love 30. Okay, so you're saying that tonight's match with Hodar and Lehechka is going to be screwed. That's a problem. Okay. As Kostyuk serves the fault, second serve. As the return goes in the back of Kostyuk up the middle to the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk forehand to the backhand of Swiatek. As Kostyuk on the stretch to the backhand of Swiatek. Kostyuk backhand again. Goes wide. All right, 15-40. 15-40. Break points again for Swiatek. 15-40. As Kostyuk serves. Fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand, Swiatek. Forehand now from Kostyuk. Goes long. There's the break. Swiatek 2-1. Leads again. All this rain is getting kind of obnoxious. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be summer, but whatever. Like, it is what it is, though. It's hard too because, like, on the clay, we don't fear the rain as much. But on the hard courts, the second it rains, the umpire's out the chair telling players to stop running. So, yeah, we could probably get away with some of the weather we've had on the clay, but not on the hard courts. Hard courts are so that, and I mean even the grass you can kind of play in the rain a little bit. It's very sketchy, but on the hard courts they're very. As soon as the court get wet, they jump down and stop the match. But it's a little bit frustrating. But it always rains in Canada. I feel like every year we get at least some rain in Canada. Washington was only that one day that we had, like, you know, the rain kind of ruined the final, or ruined the first day of the final. But yeah. Cam, of all your rugby shirts, I like this one, my favorite. Okay, cool. Thank you. I like this one too because it's my favorite color. Just passing to give a like. No worries, thank you. See you in Eala's game. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, Eala's game tomorrow. We don't know when. I'm gonna guess tomorrow night just because she's been consistently playing at night, and I don't think the tournament want to give up on that. By the way, Roger Federer's birthday. Happy birthday to Roger. He doesn't watch the channel, but you know, his fans do. Also, happy birthday to FAA. All right, 2-1 Swiatek. 3 breaks to start us off. Swiatek back up the line to the front of Kostyuk. Swiatek gets it back. Kostyuk whips it cross court for a winner. Great forehand. Chat, we're almost at 200 likes. Appreciate that. Don't forget to sub as well. We are on the road to 320,000 subs, which is much more than I expected. Has it a serve? Here's a fault. Second serve. Roger says hi. Good one. That's funny. All right, love 15. As a return for Kostyuk. It's too strong for Swiatek. Love 30. Lovely backhand. Love 30. Love 30 as Swiatek serves again in the form of Kostyuk. Swiatek up the line to the back end of Kostyuk. And then Swiatek hits in the net. Nice depth by Kostyuk. Love 40. Ugly start on the serve for both ladies. All right, love 40. Swiatek serves. Hey, fault. Second serve. Are we expecting rain delays today? Yes. Yes, we are. There's a bit of serve. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Return winner back on serve. 2-0, 4 breaks to start this match. So, where are we? No, 2-0. Blue sky and grey clouds ahead. So looking at things, it looks like it's there's sort of like a 50% chance it's going to rain all day. So, I mean, it could be on and off, right? It might not rain for like hours on end, but it's on and off for the most part. That's in Toronto. In Montreal, same thing, really. It's sort of like it's a 50-50 chance it rains. We just got to be lucky. I guess the thing is, if it rains, it's going to rain in Toronto first, right? Because Toronto. Oh no, sorry, Toronto. Which way is the rain going? Love 30, by the way, Swiatek. Ooh. I mean, yeah, it's going to rain. Might actually not rain in Toronto. Montreal is definitely going to rain. I'm looking at these clouds, looking at these. The sun comes out, but I'm looking at the radar is showing some nasty weather. I didn't realize Detroit was so close to Toronto and Chicago. I didn't realize I was so close. How long's the drive from Toronto to Detroit? It looks like it's like 2 hours. Anyways, 30-0. No holds of serve yet. Serve out wide. The forehand Swiatek. Return goes in the forehand Kostyuk. Up the line and on the line by Kostyuk. What a shot. All right. 40-30. 40-30. It's like 2 hours to 4 hours. All right, fair enough. That's crazy to think. For me to get to another state in Australia is like 9 hours minimum from Melbourne in a car. And the fact that you could drive from Toronto to Detroit, I mean, it's probably like a border crossing and shit, right? So it's probably not that easy. But like, that's crazy. Maybe I should have moved to Toronto. I could have gone to I could have just ducked into Chicago. I could have gone to Milwaukee. I mean, how far away is Milwaukee from Chicago? It looks like an hour. I wish I knew this before I went there 10 years ago. But anyways, backhand slice into the forehand of Swiatek, and Swiatek puts that away, and we get the deuce. I didn't realize it's all so close together. All right, deuce. I mean, I've been to Toronto and Buffalo. Oh, Cleveland's right there too. I went from New York to Toronto on a bus. I didn't realize everything was so close. And then I went from Boston to Washington on a bus. And that was fun. And Swiatek gets a win. I love advantage. Swiatek. Yeah, it's like a big if you look at the map of Australia, Sydney and Melbourne are so far apart. So when I look, I mean, this is more like Europe, right? In Europe, everyone's used to it because everything's so close too. But yeah, just having a look at the map, I'm like, like everything's just so like everything's within driving distance. I'm like, what? Driving to Sydney is like a whole 2-day trip. That's a whole thing. All right, second serve into the back of Swiatek return goes long, and we get the deuce. Gets deuce. Montreal to Toronto is like 6 hours. Oh, really? Seems less. All right, deuce. Serve is a massive serve down the tee. All right, advantage. Kostyuk. How long's Mirra away? I can't. I mean, as soon as stressing me out. She's away as soon as I have a day to actually go and get her. That's the thing. I can't. Yeah. Anyway, it's 4 from Kostyuk 3-2. So it looks like. Yeah, we could be okay. Montreal should be okay for a while. We might get a little bit of rain. Or a short time of rain. On and off, but which could be annoying, but we'll see. Okay, the Golden Horseshoe is where all the boats came in to Canada and US 100 years ago. Oh, nice. Over 70% of Canadians live with 100 kilometers from the border. Is that just too cold if you live any higher? What time's the Eala tomorrow? My guess would be, I reckon that she's going to be first match on night session because I saw a post only an hour ago of Eala she had took a selfie and was saying I don't know what it said, but it had the time and it was 2:30 in the morning. So I reckon that she won't want to play. She won't want to play second tomorrow because that could be a late finish, and those late finishes are brutal. So I'm guessing she'll probably be first on tomorrow night instead of second. And I think Osaka versus Fernandez will be night session 2. Unless Fernandez wants to play during the day, or Eala, maybe they want to play during the day. But if the tournament have their way, they'll put those two on at night because that's a blockbuster night session. But it's a Sunday as well, so maybe they want a because during the day, right? I mean, who do you put then? Korneva, Gauff, Raducanu, Samsonova. You know what it might be though? I don't know. Does the other want to play during the day? She hasn't played. I mean, maybe they will put her during the day. Just because she's played 3 night sessions in a row. That's a bit harsh. And the final's not at night, I don't think. So she probably would want to play during the day. So she might be tomorrow afternoon. But I think the tournament want to have, they want to the reason why Eala's playing second is because they want people to, they want to get people to go early to the tennis before Eala, so they watch the first match. That's why she plays second, right? So, because otherwise, if you put it the other way, if she plays first, people won't stay. People will leave after that, and then nobody stays for the second match. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But because it's on a Sunday, I would say probably she probably wants to play night session too, because I think day session might favor Bencic a little bit more if it's hot. So she probably wants to play in a more humid environment with Bencic. But also Bencic played last night too, so they probably also want to keep that consistency, right? And go, okay, well, both of you can play tomorrow night. So yeah. Anyways, Kostyuk gets a win. I love 40. Chad, I don't know how this happens, but it always ends up being we always keep talking about Eala. How does that happen? I'll tell you when you know what? Instead of speculating, we'll just wait until the schedule comes out, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, tomorrow. Swiatek's love 40 down. She serves. She hasn't held serve yet, Swiatek, in this match. Serve. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek gets it back, but hits it long. And Kostyuk breaks. 4-2. 4-2. More Eala talk, more viewers. I don't think so. I don't think people come in here and go, "Oh, he's talking about Eala again. I'm going to stay." I think it's actually quite the opposite. I think people are coming into some of these streams and going, "Oh, what's he talking about again?" No, they didn't come here for that. They came here for Swiatek and Kostyuk. As with a point up the line from Swiatek is too strong, and it's love 15. We've only had one hold of serve so far in this match. Okay, love 15. And the backhand return goes long by Swiatek, 15-0. All right, 15-0. Serve into the backhand. Swiatek return goes into the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek forehand cross court. Slice Kostyuk. Swiatek. Backhand again. To the backhand of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand, and then Kostyuk hits it wide. 15-30. All right. Swiatek a chance to get the break again. Or break back, I should say. 15-30. And the return goes to the forehand of Kostyuk. Kostyuk hits it long. 15-40. Swiatek to get back on serve straight away, but it's about holding serve. That's the problem for both. All right, as that goes the net by Swiatek on the return, 30-15. As we serve again from Kostyuk. 7 to the back of Swiatek. Return goes back to Kostyuk. Swiatek gets the break back. Kostyuk in the net. All right. 7 games, 6 breaks, only 1 hold of serve, which is Kostyuk holding, but very ugly serving by both. This is not a good day to be a server. But Swiatek needs a hold just to level now. I mean, it might be that 1 hold of serve is the difference. All right, how we doing, chat? How we doing? Who have you got, Fonseca or Rude? I'm going to go Fonseca. And you know what? I'm going to go one better. I reckon Fonseca might struggle in the first set, but he'll win it. I'm feeling like it might be a tie break. I think it might be a tie break. First set. Fonseca gets it. Rude has his chances, but I think Fonseca will get it in the end in a tie break. And then, in the second set, Fonseca will run away with it. That's my prediction for that match. Fonseca, Rude. I'm going to say tie break, Fonseca, and then maybe like 6-1, 6-2, maybe a 6-2 or 3. It's maybe 6-2. I'm thinking in the second set. You know, because Rude's going to have his chances in the first set against Fonseca, but then Fonseca's Rude's not going to take that. Like, he might even get a break, you know, in the middle of the first set, Rude, maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that might be how that match plays out. I know they had a close match at Roland Garros, but, like, I don't know. That just kind of feels like it could happen. Not betting advice, though. Don't do anything with that. You know, don't bet on that. But I don't know. Just a feeling. As with a backhand, into the forehand Swiatek. Forehand from Kostyuk goes into the forehand Swiatek again. But Swiatek gets it wide. And it's love 15. Love 15. Is it a backhand rally? Slice. Into the backhand Swiatek. Swiatek in the net. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. And Swiatek serves again. Is that an ace? It was. No, it was a double fault. It was definitely not an ace. All right. Love 40. Kostyuk to get the break again. Fonseca played Rude yesterday. Are you sure? I don't know about that. As the return now to the back of Swiatek. Forehand now from Kostyuk. And Swiatek up the line to the back of Kostyuk. Volley Swiatek is good, but Kostyuk with a pass is better. All right. Another break. This is ridiculous. 5-3. Kostyuk's going to serve for the set. So she'll get broken and then break to win the set. That's how this has been going, right? Okay. All right, here we go. 5-3. 33 minutes played. As we get a let. From Kostyuk, she says fault, second serve. Second serve. The forehand Swiatek. Good return to the slice of Kostyuk. Kostyuk in the net. And it's love 15. Love 15. The return goes back into Kostyuk. Backhand out from Swiatek. The back into Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand line. Kostyuk gets it back into the forehand Swiatek. Kostyuk backhand goes wide. Love 30. Love 30. There's a bit of return now to the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand. Passing shot winner. Love 40. Kostyuk under pressure again. Serve to the back of Swiatek. Return. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand again. To the backhand of Kostyuk. Swiatek up the line goes long. 15-40. No, 15-40. Still break points. As the return goes out. 30-40. 30-40. Kostyuk serves a fault. Second serve. And the return goes back into Kostyuk. Forehand, Swiatek at the back into Kostyuk again. Swiatek. Again to the back into Kostyuk. And Kostyuk gets a cross-court winner. And she gets the deuce. Kostyuk definitely looks more confident. All right. Deuce. Now with a fault, second serve. As the return goes in by Swiatek. As Kostyuk goes with a forehand on the stretch. Overhits it though. And Swiatek with the chance to get the break back, but again, it's about holding serve, right? Nobody can hold serve. First serve default, second serve. As Kostyuk serves. Into the backhand, Swiatek in the net on the return. And we get back to deuce. All right, serve is too strong by Kostyuk, and Kostyuk takes or gets to a set point. To take the first set. And she serves the back, and Swiatek slice goes in. Kostyuk drop shot. Swiatek's going to get there and hit it wide. Kostyuk wins the first set, 6-3. Very ugly set by both. All right, no one could hold serve until the end. Only 2 holds of serve in that set. And Kostyuk took both of them, and that was enough. Oof, that was harsh. That was hard to watch. A lot of breaks. All right. First set in the bag. First set in the bag. Swiatek's on the bathroom. Yeah, that was an ugly set. A lot of breaks. Wasn't actually that bad for Kostyuk on the ground strokes, just the serving. 11 winners, 8 errors. 3 winners, 8 errors by Swiatek. 1 double fault as well. Swiatek won 9% of first serve points. Are you kidding me? What, she win 1 point on her first serve? She won 1 point on her first serve. Is that real? Are you kidding me? That can't be real. She must have won at least 2. Wait, what am I? Wait, that's doubles. Where is it? Here we go. 1 out of 11. And she won 1 point on serve general. What? That can't be real. Swiatek only won 1 point on her serve in total? She won 1 point on her serve. 0 on her second serve. 1 on her first serve. What is even that? That is the worst set of serving I think I've ever seen. Like, you only win 1 point on serve in a set? That went for 40 minutes. That can't be right. That's got to be a glitch. That's got to be a glitch. Did she really only win 1 point on serve? That's crazy. That can't be right. It is right, though. That's what, I mean, 1 point on serve for the set is horrendous. Like, don't mind getting broken every time, but like, you only got 1 point on serve? That's terrible. That is terrible. Swiatek's going to the bathroom trying to find a serve. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's horrendous. That is so bad. That is terrible. My gosh. How do you not? How do you even not? How does that happen? How does that even happen? How does that even happen? How do you not, like, get a return error from Kostyuk? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to serve aces, but, like, shit. That's terrible. How's the crowd? It's not full. I don't think I've ever seen a set of tennis where someone's only won 1 point. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's crazy. Bizarre from a 6-time champion? Yeah, but, like, again, like, her serve's not like, she didn't double fault like 100 times, right? She hit 1 double fault. Anyways, it didn't look like she served badly. She just didn't serve effectively. You know what I mean? Like, she served, like, she got enough first serves in. The returns of Kostyuk were solid. We expect that. But, like, oh my God. Like, I didn't feel like she was serving badly. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't serving badly. She just wasn't winning points on serve, which is fucking crazy. But Kostyuk also equally served poor. Y'all remember when Swiatek was considered the best tennis player? Well, yeah, but that was a different... Things were a little bit different. We talked about this already. When she dominated, you know, Sabalenka was double faulting a lot. Gauff was still really new. Andreeva was playing juniors. You know, there was a lot of players there that weren't that are not. Well, there's a lot of players that are here now that weren't there then, right? So it's a lot different. You know, and in a post-Barty world, Swiatek stepped up and was miles better than everybody. Like 2022 shouldn't be looked as like a fluke because Swiatek was a lot better than everybody else in 2022. Look at how she played. I mean, she bageled top 10 players for fun. Like that wasn't just random. Like she was better than everybody. But like I keep saying over the years, Sabalenka figured out how to serve. That was a big difference, right? Huge difference. Raducanu started to come along, right? We did see Raducanu in 2022 do some stuff, but she hadn't played Swiatek until the end of 22. I mean, and then Raducanu comes along and starts becoming a threat. Pegula then starts to gain confidence as well, figuring out how to play Swiatek, because for a while there she couldn't. And then Gauff figuring it out as well. And then you get the introduction of Noskova, Andreeva, Anisimova comes back from injury, right? And she starts to thrive. So that's why Swiatek isn't dominating, because and then you got Kostyuk now, right? But like that's what happened, right? Back in 2022, Sabalenka couldn't serve. Gauff was still young and new to everything. Pegula was pretty new to the top 10. She wasn't really, you know, she wasn't as solid as she is now. She was sort of in 2021, she kind of broke out. In 2022, she was figuring it out. And Anisimova was injured on and off, right? So it was just a different time. And Swiatek was much better than everybody. She was much better than everybody. But 2023, Raducanu comes along, becomes a threat. Sabalenka figures out how to serve. Gauff wins a slam in 23, right? Pegula keeps consistent. And then over the last couple of years, it's been, you know, Andreeva last year started to be a big problem. Noskova won in 23 as well against Swiatek, right? In that Australian Open. So a lot has changed. And then Swiatek, in reaction to that, got Wim Fizet, right? To try and sort out her style and try and be more of a physical threat. And it worked, but then also it didn't work, right? It came with its winners, but it also came with its errors. And she wins Wimbledon with that, right? The game to win Wimbledon, but consistency went out the window, you know? And getting Roy back it's all about getting back to that consistent style, right? To try and just be errorless and try and, you know, rally. But she's still getting overpowered. And her serve is clearly a problem because she's only winning 2 points now on serve for the match. And I think right now, like the last 12 months or even the last 6 months, it's all been about Swiatek trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out how to go back to the way she played. Because she was much better when she played that, you know, that pre-Fizet style. I think that was she was a much better player then. Like she might have gotten overpowered, right? She was getting bullied by Raducanu and Sabalenka, but she was beating a lot more players though. She wasn't getting beaten by everybody, or she wasn't a vulnerability to everybody. You know, she was just like, okay, when I play certain players, they could hit me off the court, but I could beat everybody else, right? But now it's like there's a lot of players that would give themselves a chance against Swiatek that didn't before. Svitolina before this year didn't beat Swiatek much, right? She never really bothered Swiatek, right? And Swiatek, took care of her. But now, Svitolina thinks, oh, well, I can beat you too. Pegula has gotten better since then. Obviously Gauff is now very confident to play Swiatek. She's won more than she's lost lately. 30-0. As the backhand lob goes up by Kostyuk, but Swiatek with a smash is good enough. 40-30. So yeah. But she's 25. So Swiatek's got time. And there's plenty of players that, yes, okay, the big hitters are winning the games at the moment, right? You got like Noskova and Raducanu and Sabalenka, and these players are winning the slams and stuff at the moment, but I still don't write Swiatek off. I don't think she's not going to win a slam for the rest of her career. That would be silly to write her off. Swiatek holds. 1-love. It's a combination of things, not just due to the doping affair. Oh my god. Wait, you're talking like okay, so that probably played a factor for a little bit of that time, but I don't think that's still on her mind. Like that wasn't like I don't think that's like that was like a blip. It probably distracted her, like having to go through all that situation, because it wasn't it's a stressful situation. But I don't think that was why we're here. I think things were happening before. Like players were figuring Swiatek out before that. That didn't help. That definitely didn't help. But yeah, I wouldn't blame that on why Swiatek is in this position. 15-love. As the return goes into the backhand of Kostyuk, as we get a 4-4 rally now. Swiatek up the line. Kostyuk backhand into the net. And it's 15-0. As Kostyuk serves again. As we get a return, goes in the forehand to Kostyuk, and that's wide on the forehand. 15-30. 15-30. Oh, there's a bird in the house. Just chilling. No, 15-30. As we get a fault second serve. As the return goes backhand, Kostyuk goes long. All right. 15-40. Swiatek a chance to break and lead. All right, 15-40. Seven to the back, and Swiatek 4 now from Kostyuk. Goes long. There it is. Okay. Swiatek gets a break. A lot of errors by Kostyuk in that game. All right. 2-love Swiatek. Will the great players go through a slump? Oh, for sure. This is not anything new. Players go from dominating, and then you got to think as well, right? I mean, if you're Swiatek and you're winning easily, And then all of a sudden, it seems like in the blink of an eye, everybody have figured it out. Then you've got to go back and think, oh man, I was playing so well. What happened? Is it me? Or is it, like, you know, you got to, there's so much to figure out. I mean, it must be so frustrating. But yeah, you're right. A lot of the champions, they do have, you know, there is a period of time where they dominate and then and then everybody catches up, you know? Like Sabalenka at the moment, she's dominating, but she's not cashing in on the slams, which is going to be super frustrating because people will figure out how to play Sabalenka. You know, they are figuring her out, right? That's why she's not winning the slams. But it happens to all the players, right? Nobody dominates from start to finish in their career, either through injury come into effect or, you know, somebody comes along, right? Like a Nadal and Djokovic and Federer, right? They, you know, Nadal comes along and Federer has to figure that out, right? Or Djokovic comes along and Nadal has to work it out. Or there's an injury where they take 6 months off and they don't play. And as that goes out by Kostyuk, 15-30. And that's where Swiatek is right now. I think she's in that figuring out her next, you know, figuring out her next evolution. And it's going to come with, by the way, she hasn't lost badly to, like, if you look at her results, like we said earlier, she's not losing to like random qualifiers. She's losing to players that are in form. She's losing to players that are on the rise. We talked about Kostyuk yesterday or the other day. Kostyuk is the most informed player right now. If you look at the last couple of tournaments, she is on fire. As we're back in there by Swiatek, 15-40. Like Kostyuk wins a 1,000. If you want to go back even further, she wins a 250 on the clay, and then she wins Madrid. Semi-finals of 2 Grand Slams in a row, and now she's here, right? So, I mean, Kostyuk is, as we said earlier, like arguably the most informed player. You can say Mukova and Noskova as well, but Kostyuk's in that top 3. As we define Swiatek in the back end of Kostyuk, backing out from Swiatek, Kostyuk pass, Swiatek volleys, Kostyuk lob, Swiatek smash. And then you see, like, okay, well, who else has Swiatek lost to? Well, she's lost to Eala. Eala's doing okay right now, right? I mean, I haven't heard anything, but something tells me that Eala's doing okay right now. Navarro is always tricky. And then she lost to Svitolina in Rome. And Svitolina, before the French Open, was killing it. Post-French Open, Svitolina's been a little bit up and down. But Svitolina back in Rome, phenomenal. And then she lost to Lee with a retirement, so that doesn't really count. And then she lost to Andreeva in Stuttgart. So, Andreeva, Svitolina, Kostyuk, Navarro, Eala. I mean, they're not bad losses. They're just not, they're just a bit, it's not what we're not used to seeing her lose to players consistently like that. But also, respect to all those players because all those players are playing well. Navarro on the comeback, she's probably the lowest ranked of the bunch, but Svitolina's having a career best season. Kostyuk's having a breakout. Eala's playing. Boss loves talking about Eala, clearly. Deuce. So, yeah. That's why I was saying, this is an important win for Swiatek to get a win over one of these really informed players. If Swiatek gets a tape and it goes in, advantage Swiatek. Like, if Swiatek can come back and win this match against a player who's been very, very good, that's huge for Swiatek. If she loses this, it sucks, but it's also like, well, she lost to Kostyuk. Kostyuk has been tearing it up lately. So, but if she wins this, I think it's a huge positive for Swiatek. But she's going to have to do it in 3. As we have a 4 now from Swiatek advantage. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek forehand again to the forehand of Kostyuk. Up the line and long by Kostyuk. All right, 3-love Swiatek in the second. 3-0. All right, Swiatek. 3-love. Not bad losses, but it's the way she loses. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I look at her results from those matches, right? Eala match close first set and then got blown out in the second. Navarro was 3 sets. Kostyuk was a first set, close first set. Svitolina, she was a 3-setter. And Andreeva was a 3-setter. So again, they're not bad. Again, not bad. Like, they're not blowouts, right? She's not losing love in 1. Right? And look, if she beats Andreeva in Stuttgart, we're talking a little different. If she beats Kostyuk at Roland Garros, she's into the quarters and we're talking something different. If she gets that first set against Eala, who knows what happens? If she beats Navarro and Bad-on-Berg, who knows what happens? Because I think Navarro went on to make the final, right? Or she went on to have did she go to make the final of that tournament? A quarterfinal. She made the quarterfinal. So, yeah. It's just though, yeah. I think it's more just that she hasn't. I mean, if she beats Svitolina in Rome, she makes the final, and then maybe she wins Rome, and we're not talking about her as struggling. Because we're also overlooking the fact that she dominated Pegula, which was a great win in Rome. That was amazing. That was vintage, right? She beats Osaka in Rome as well, which, yeah, okay, it's on clay, but the way Osaka played at Roland Garros and nearly, and really pushed Sabalenka, and also how she did at Wimbledon, that's a 2-1 against Osaka is pretty damn good. If she did that now, we'd all be like losing our minds. She also beat Pliskova pretty easily at Wimbledon. Pliskova at Wimbledon, that's a huge. She got 1-3. That's a massive win. But she hasn't had enough of those, right? I think she's only one top 10 win for the year, and that's where it's that's not good enough for her. She's won 1 out of 5, I think, top 10 this year. Yeah, one win, 5 losses against top 10. That's not good enough. She's lost to Andreeva, Svitolina, Raducanu, Gauff, and Svitolina again. She's only beaten Pegula. All right. Swiatek. She's got the 3-love lead in the second. There's a return from Swiatek in the front of Kostyuk. Swiatek back in the front of Kostyuk again. Swiatek up the line. Into the back of Kostyuk. Swiatek back in, goes in the net, and it's 30 love. And going back to last year's Cincinnati, which I think was Swiatek's last title. Yeah, she's only had 2 top 10 wins. One of those was against an injured Keys at the WTA Finals last year. So I'll tell you this, though. If Swiatek does qualify for the WTA Finals, being at Indian Wells, that is a venue that Swiatek is very, very happy with. So if she does qualify, which is still a big if, Indian Wells is a nice venue for her to compete at for the WTA Finals. It's a good court for her. But that's. She's won a few of them, So it could be, she could maybe surprise if she snuck into the WTA Finals, because that's I mean, then again, you got you got Raducanu, Sabalenka, and also Andreeva, who have all won there as well. So, but she has, she doesn't mind playing in Indian Wells. Whereas it'd be different if it was like a fast indoor court. You'd be like, how's she going to do? As that goes out by Kostyuk on the slice, and it's 40-15. Sorry, her last title was in Seoul. My bad. I forgot about that. Yeah, she beat Alexandra Eala. My bad. Yeah. But she won that after, like, during the Asian swing. You're right. But still stands true. Only two top 10 wins since then, since Cincinnati. And a lot of losses to top 10 players. Top 8 qualify for the WTA Finals. Top 10, if you're number 9 or 10, you come in as an alternate. Backhand return goes wide, and Kostyuk holds. 3-1, Swiatek with the break in the second. 3-1. 3-1. Swiatek has won 75% of first serve points in this set. Compared to that 1 point she won in the first set, which is still insane. How did that happen? Serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve. Into the back of Kostyuk. Kostyuk in the net. 15-love. Kostyuk level definitely dipped. Especially on returns. A lot more free points coming Swiatek's way. There's a massive plane flies over the top of the stadium. The airport near here. Maybe. Is the airport's close, right? Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Serving in the forehand of Kostyuk. Forehand from Swiatek's a winner. And it's 30-love. 30-love. Well, we've got Pegula taking on Schneider after this. And then we've got Sabalenka tonight. And Islamova Svitolina tonight as well. And then we'll watch Hodar as well. So big day of tennis. We'll keep you up to date with everything going on throughout the day. As Swiatek gets a smash, 40-love. 40-love. Chad, I wonder if there'll ever be a time where I only watch one match a day. Or one match every couple of days. I wonder if that'll ever happen. 40-love. The day that happens is the day that everybody gets angry at me. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. It'd be so much easier if I just watched one match a day. It's like 2 hours of my life and then I can go and live. Backhand goes wide. 4-1. 4-1. Swiatek in the second. But I'd still have to wake up at 2 in the morning, so who cares? I'd still have to wake up early. All right, 4-1 Swiatek. No, because we're all greedy with keeping up with tennis. Oh, look, if you want to keep up with all the tennis, you know what's up. You're in the right place. Winner of this will play the Schneider or Pegula, so we have to watch that to figure out what happens next. Gauff had serve problems, but overcame it. She's overcoming it, yeah. Sabalenka did too. Swiatek doesn't have a serve problem. Her serve is just not as... I mean, the problem is with her serve is that she can't hit it as hard as those two, right? I mean, Gauff hits it hard. Sabalenka hits it hard. Her serve is not as powerful. That's the problem. But Ash Barty's serve wasn't that powerful either, right? Federer's serve wasn't bigger than John Isner's, but it was very effective. So it's more of a matter of trying to hit like placement serves for Swiatek, right? She tried to do the power thing, and it kind of backfired a little bit last year when she was super inconsistent. So, yeah, it's more about, I think she's got to try and figure out the placement serves and going for placement over power, because she's never going to be able to overpower, you know, those bigger names, or the bigger hitters, I should say. 4-1. Who is the greatest serve? Who were the greatest tennis players that had an average serve? That's hard to, because serving is so important. Look, Djokovic and Nadal are not known for their serves, right? I wouldn't say their serves are average, but they're not like Djokovic and Nadal's serves were not the reason why they won, right? I don't know about like way back when. So, I mean, some of you might be able to go like, oh, well, back in the 80s and 90s. But if I like recent times, I mean, Serena serve phenomenal. Federer serve amazing, right? But I mean, Nadal's serve was not why he won matches. I'm not saying it's a bad serve, but it wasn't his strongest shot. And he was fine. He still won more than he. Still ridiculously good. Love 30, Kostyuk. He just was, unbeatable on the ground, right? Like, get the serve in, and then work your ass off on the ground strokes, right? And try and, rip forehands for winners. 15-30. I mean, look, Barty's serve, definitely not the most powerful, but super accurate, right? Super effective. 15-30. As we serve now the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand now from Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand into the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand again as Kostyuk goes cross court into the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk forehand again. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk forehand again. Into the forehand of Swiatek. They're just going forehand to forehand, and eventually Kostyuk hits it long. 15-40. Yeah, by the way, chat, I don't know why people are saying Sampras, because I think everybody is... The question wasn't... I think you didn't hear the question. The question was, which great player had an average serve? And you're all going Sampras, which is wrong. That's the wrong answer, but you know that because you didn't hear the question. Backhand in the net, 5-1. Who were the greatest players that have average serves? That was the question. Sampras, wrong answer. We're not talking about who was the greatest server of all time. That's not what we were talking about. All right. Yeah, so like the entire chat was wrong for the most part. Change the question. Well, Sampras had a great serve. Okay. That's not the question. By the way, it's so hard as well because like a lot of people are naming players that serve and volleyed. So it's like as in like back in the 70s and 80s. It's hard because like the technology of the racket is Kostyuk. It's a beautiful win. I love 15. Racket technology probably didn't allow them to serve massive like they do today. So it's tricky to go like, oh, well, McEnroe's serve wasn't great. Yeah, but also, like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to compare because maybe the serving wasn't as like you could get away with it more because you had to have really good volleys and really good at the net, right? But Agassi, did Agassi have an average serve? I don't know. Love 30. Swiatek, trouble already. Hingis. Okay. I don't know about maybe Hingis. Justine Henin, yeah, what was her serve like? I mean, she wasn't the biggest player, but was she more like Barty, where it was kind of like placement? As the return goes the backhand, Swiatek backhand now from Kostyuk. Into the forehand, Swiatek. Kostyuk shanks it wide, 15-30. Alcaraz. I mean, Alcaraz's serve it's not terrible. Is it average? I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, Alcaraz's serve is definitely not the thing that we talk about the most with his game. He's more like on Rafa, right? Where it's kind of like the serve is there to set up and then he works his ass off on the ground strokes. But I feel like Alcaraz has a decent serve. It's definitely not a weakness, as that goes to the net by Swiatek, 15-40. John Isner. Oh, chat. Some of y'all not listening. And then I made a joke and you're still not listening. 15-4. John Isner had a great serve. Yeah, he did. And it's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're saying. 15-40. Ben Shelton. Yeah, okay. So Andy Roddick. As that goes out on the return, 30-40. Hijacking the conversation, changing it. Be like, actually, no, I want to talk about great servers. No, we don't want to talk about great servers. We're talking about average servers who had a great career. All right, 30-40. As the backhand return goes up the line to the forehand of Swiatek, forehand from Kostyuk. As Swiatek forehand again to the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek goes up the line. Kostyuk backhand. Swiatek up the line with a backhand. Great shot comes to the net, but a nice lob by Kostyuk. Swiatek gets it back. And then Kostyuk hits it long. Nice rally by Iga. All right, deuce. I tell you, we're talking about... We're here yapping about Swiatek's game, how it's struggling, and she's up 5-1. What are we saying? What was going on? People coming in now are thinking, what are you talking about? Swiatek's winning. Shut up. Like, Swiatek's really been struggling lately. 5-1. Serve again. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Kostyuk shanks it. Advantage Swiatek to take the second set 6-1. And this is a combination of Swiatek holding strong and playing a hell of a lot better on serve than in the first set. But Kostyuk's dropped her level for sure. Kostyuk wasn't missing as much in the first set. So Swiatek with a massive turnaround. As Vita return goes into the forehand of Swiatek up the line, and Kostyuk gets it back. And then Swiatek forehand to the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand slice. Kostyuk forehand cross court. Swiatek gets it back, but goes wide, and it's back to deuce. Back to deuce. All right, back to deuce. By the way, a lot of Polish people in the house. Ooh, Chad, I've got a terrible stat for you, but just bear with me. Especially Swiatek fans. Maybe block your ears if you're a Swiatek fan. I've got a bad stat for you. Backhand return goes to forehand of Swiatek. Swiatek in the net. And it's advantage Kostyuk. Kostyuk to take back one of the breaks. All right, return goes in the forehand of Swiatek. Backhand at Kostyuk. Swiatek back up the line. Kostyuk gets it back with a forehand. Swiatek up the line again. That's a beautiful shot. And Kostyuk slicing the net. Beautiful hitting by Swiatek that time. So clean. Deuce. We get to deuce. By the way, chat, we're almost at 500 likes. Appreciate that. Don't forget to like the stream. All right, serve again. Hey, Horror Critic, thank you for the 38 months. As we serve out wide to the slice of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand into the backhand of Kostyuk. Kostyuk hits it long, and it's advantage Swiatek to take the second set. Advantage Swiatek. Serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Kostyuk. Return to the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk. Up the line to the backhand of Swiatek. And Swiatek gets it wide. We're back to deuce. Two set point saved. Back to deuce. Serve again. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Back in Swiatek cross court. That's good. Slice goes in by Kostyuk. Swiatek comes to the net. Kostyuk with the pass. Swiatek volleys. And then Kostyuk backhand in the net. All right, Swiatek hangs on. I mean, that was unlucky for Kostyuk. She was, as soon as Swiatek hit that volley, you knew that Kostyuk had a very good chance of winning the point because Swiatek's not super comfortable at the net. And Kostyuk's great in the doubles arena, and she can hit some passing shots. All right, advantage Swiatek, third set point. Have I been to America? Yeah, I've been to America. I've been to America 3 times. Advantage Swiatek. Serving the back of Kostyuk. Forehand out from Swiatek. Kostyuk up the line. Great shot. Slice goes in, though, from Swiatek. Kostyuk forehand inside in. Winner. All right. Back to deuce. 3 set point saved. We get to deuce. All right, serve again. Serve to the back of Kostyuk. Return goes out. Set point number 4. Set point number 4. For Swiatek to take us to a third. And chat, don't worry, I've got stats. And then they're a bit interesting. And Swiatek serves a fault, second serve. As the backhand return goes wide, there's a set. All right. Swiatek takes the second set eventually. Now, let's go through some stats, and then let's talk about third sets, because Kostyuk's kind of scary in this point of a match in 2026. And Swiatek, it's been a minute since she's won a third set against a top 10 player. Top 20 player. All right, 3 winners, 4 errors by Kostyuk, 6 winners, 4 errors by Swiatek. Kostyuk had 5 break points, didn't convert any of them. Swiatek had 2 and converted both, so much, much better by Swiatek. Kostyuk didn't play badly. Her serve wasn't great. Swiatek was able to attack, but yeah. So, this is strange to me because I thought this would be way more in favor of Swiatek. But when Swiatek goes the distance against top 20 players in her career, she's 20 wins, 20 losses. She's 50-50. I'm surprised. I thought Swiatek would be more dominant. I mean, maybe it's because Swiatek wins matches in straight sets so much against those players that she doesn't really go the distance, or she hasn't been going the distance as much in her career. Because, I mean, if I show you how many against top 20 players in straight sets, she's 79 wins, 28 losses. But in third set, she's 20-20, 50-50. So that's not great. Hasn't won a top 20 third set since the Seoul final where she beat Alexandra Eala. Has lost 7 matches in a row against top 20 players when going the distance, Swiatek. That's the terrible stat. So she's lost 7 matches in a row against top 20 players when going to a third set. So Navarro, Anisimova, Rybakina, Bencic, Svitolina, Andreeva, and Svitolina again. Kostyuk, this year, when she goes the distance, is 8 wins and 1 loss. That is crazy. So she's won 8 out of 9 matches in 3 setters this year, in 2026. She's only lost 1, that was in the Australian Open, which now looks like an absolute fluke. She lost to Giacomo in the first round. 3 tie breaks, that one. So you look at that and you go, wow, that was strange. That's probably her worst loss of the year. But other than that totally random match, she's won every other match. She's beaten Navarro, Svitolina, Blinkova, McNally, Lee, Potapova. So she's only got 1 top 10 win in that, but still, 8 out of 9. I mean, she's going to like her chances. And when she goes the distance against top 10 players in her career, she's 1 win. Oh, she's only won 1 match. That was against Svitolina this year. Oh, hang on. No, that's a lie. She's 5 wins, 7 losses. I had to change something. 5 wins, 7 losses. But she has won 4 of her last 5 matches against top 10 players when she goes the distance. And that's dating back to midway through 24. So in the last 2 years, 4 out of 5 when she goes the distance. That's pretty impressive. Against top 10. And I'm talking about, Gauff, Zhang, Sakari a few years back. And obviously Svitolina this year. So, it all points Kostyuk. It all points to Kostyuk. But let's see. That's why, again, this is such an important win for Swiatek because it would be such a big win for her. Love 15. As with a serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Unsure, have you noticed that you increase Filipino followers, Eala Mania effect? Yeah, but we've been watching Eala since Miami last year. So, I mean, we've been watching her. It's been like that for 18 months. As that goes now by Kostyuk, love 30. But yeah, I have noticed, yes. I love 30. Swiatek with a chance to get the break straight away. Borges and Dartery are going 3. All right, keep us updated. Second serve, Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand from Kostyuk, the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk. Forehand again to the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk again with the forehand. In the net. Love 40, Swiatek. I think it's fair to say Cam was an early adapter. Yeah. We built the bandwagon. Now it's overcrowded. There's too many people on the band. But that's the thing, right? That's what bandwagons... If Eala loses 3 matches in a row, a lot of people are going to just, go to the next shiny new object, right? It's just the way it is. I mean, look at Lynn Sadney, right? When Jeremy Lin in New York was doing so well, and then all of a sudden nobody cared. Like, I don't think that's going to happen with Eala. She has her own fans anyway. She doesn't need bandwagoners. There's been a 4-4 rally. Swiatek again to the forehand of Kostyuk. Kostyuk gets it wide. All right. Swiatek breaks straight away. Straight away. Also, welcome everybody from the illegal stream that must have got shut down because we just got a boost in numbers for absolutely no reason. So thank you for that. Welcome. If you are coming from a nefarious stream, I can't show the match, but you knew that because you're coming from somewhere that got sniped. So, but welcome. Welcome back. Some of you might have gone and come back. One in the chat if you're coming from from a place. Actually, don't put one in the chat because I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself. Don't sell. You don't need to do that. Don't get yourself in trouble. I'll tell you, WTA are a little bit like ATP are pretty good with their they don't let They don't let that shit happen. But WTA are a little bit less proactive with that. Yeah. All right, 15 love. Nice serving Swiatek, but welcome anyway. Welcome back. You're always welcome here. If you want to watch the match legitimately, WTA TV is a good. It's only $100 a year, and you're supporting the tour by doing that, and supporting the WTA. So if you like the tennis, why wouldn't you support it? As the backhand goes in by Swiatek, lovely backhand. 30 love. 30 love. 30 love. Hey, thank you, Morgan, for the $5 super sticker. Appreciate that. As the return goes in the forehand of Swiatek, backhand from Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk backhand goes long. 40 love. 40 love. Swiatek to take a 2-love lead and really just keep this momentum going. Momentum is a hell of a thing. As we just serve from Swiatek. As a return. No, it's a fault. First serve, second serve. Yo. Second serve. Swiatek's in a flow state. Hell yeah. Second serve. The back of Kostyuk. Swiatek backing up the line. Kostyuk gets it back with a forehand. Swiatek forehand to forehand with Kostyuk. Now the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk backhand. Again at the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk back it again. Into the slice of Swiatek. And Swiatek overhits it. 40-15. You look like Dudley, Harry Potter's cousin. Okay. That's a new one. Appreciate it. That's a first. You've never written in chat, and that's the first thing you're going to say. That's your first chat message. That's what you got. You're starting with that. You're going with that. Are you sure? No. Hi. How are you? I love tennis. Thank you for your consistency in watching streams. You're just like, no. Fuck you. I'm gonna call you Harry Potter's cousin. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for being a part of the community. Yeah. I appreciate that. You don't even have a profile picture. But I'm sure you look like, Prince Charming. 40-15. I'm sure you're really, really good looking. As with a backhand out of the forehand of Kostyuk, volley goes into the backhand of Swiatek, and Kostyuk gets it back. But then Swiatek hits it straight to Kostyuk, gets it away. And it's 40-30. 40-30. We've got Brad Pitt in the chat. It's always good to see Brad Pitt in the chat. It's all right. I'm sure his mum got his iPad. It's fine. It's fine. Cam looks more like Harry Potter. It's not helping. 40-30. Swiatek serves. Serve to the forehand of Kostyuk. Return goes to forehand of Swiatek. As Kostyuk goes out on the forehand. 2-love. Swiatek in the second. Yeah. It was one of those people that came from an illegal stream. That's what happened. They're just pissed off. That's fine. They're just angry because they're coming from somewhere that got shut down. It wasn't my fault. I'm not the WTA. All right, serve. Brad Pitt isn't the equivalent of sexy anymore. What the hell are you talking about? Shania Twain said he was. So what? So you're Brad Pitt? It doesn't impress us, Chad. No. 15 love. As we default from Kostyuk, second serve. Into the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand from Kostyuk. Into the backhand of Swiatek as Kostyuk forehand again. The backhand of Swiatek. As Kostyuk gets it back. Swiatek in the net. 30 love. 30 love. Who's my current favorite WTA player? Chat. Who's my favorite? Who is it? Schedule's out? Oh, fuck. All right. Swiatek gets it out. 40 love. Oh, Deb sent the schedule 10 minutes ago. Sorry, Deb. Oh, men's schedule's out. Shelton versus Fonseca at night. All right, no brain. No. Where's the women's schedule? I think men's schedule. We need the women's schedule. We need the ladies' schedule. But thank you for sending it. Sorry, Deb, I didn't see it. Deb sent it like 15 minutes ago. Drop shot, Kostyuk. She feels like it's a long. All right, 2-1. 2-1. I've got no surprise. Fonseca Shelton tomorrow night. We'll watch that. Hell yeah, but depends on when Eala and when Fernandez and Osaka play, right? Those are the matches I'm super keen on. All right. Kazatkina. There we go. There we go. Maya Joint. I mean, I like Maya Joint too, but put your Harry glasses on when they say that. They say, wait, what? Well, I'm sorry that I have to wear glasses to see. Now I'm getting bullied for it. I mean, fucking hell. Samsonova versus Raducanu prediction. I'm gonna go Raducanu in a very tough 3-setter. That's gonna be we're gonna watch that tomorrow too. That's gonna be a very tricky matchup. I reckon that might be tomorrow night. To be honest, I think Raducanu might play tomorrow night. Can you growing your hair out? Nope. I'm just lazy. I haven't had time to get my dog from my parents, and I haven't had time to get a haircut. I also haven't had time to do a lot of other things that is on my to-do list because I am streaming from 1 o'clock in the morning until like 1 in the afternoon, and then in the afternoon I'm just too knackered and tired to do anything. And also I can't go down to my parents because they live far away. So. But no, I'm not growing my hair out. I just haven't had time to go to the hairdresser. All right, 2-1. Swiatek with a break. Final set. She hits a great serve. 15 love. As with a serve, there's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. By the way, chat, we're so close to 500 likes. Appreciate that. Don't forget to sub as well if you haven't already. Is it backing up the middle into the forehand of Kostyuk? Forehand from Swiatek into the backhand of Kostyuk. And Swiatek backhand again. Kostyuk goes up the line to the forehand of Swiatek. Crossed into the forehand of Kostyuk, but Kostyuk gets it long. 30 love. 30 love. By the way, straight after this, we've got Pegula. taking on Schneider, which is a rematch of last week. So that should be a lot of fun. Maybe after the finals, go for a haircut. You know what? Maybe I'll just do whatever I want. Let's go backhand. Into the backhand of Kostyuk. Swiatek forehand. Into the forehand of Kostyuk, and Kostyuk overhits it. 40 love. 40 love. Swiatek serves again. A fault. Second serve. It's winter. Keep warm. Yeah, that's my excuse. As the return goes in the net by Kostyuk. All right. Swiatek 3-1 final set. What's Cam have to do with this match? Oh, what's Cam's hair got to do? I don't know. I don't know. All right, 3-1 Swiatek. Hasn't Samsonova got a good record against Raducanu? Yeah, I think it's like, it was better, but I think Raducanu's won the last couple. I think it was like 4-1, but now I think it's like level. Let me have a look. But it was like, there was like it was weird for a while. It was one-sided, and then all of a sudden, yeah, so it was, I think it was 4-0, because now it's 4-2. But I think Raducanu's won the last couple, so let me have a look. So yeah, Raducanu's won the last two, but she won them in 3 sets. They haven't been easy. But it was 4-0 Samsonova up until Abu Dhabi 2024. And then the last 2 matches have been 3 sets for Raducanu. So it's kind of like, you know, Vekic versus Sabalenka, right? It's a bit of a boogie woman anomaly. Kind of like Swiatek and Penko, right? It's like, we all know that because it's sort of one of those things where, you know, general tennis fans know that. But if you were coming in and going, oh, I love watching Swiatek, and go, oh yeah, well, she can't beat this person, it'd be a bit of a shock. Because you're like, wait, really? 0-6? It's kind of that, a little bit of that vibe. All right, love 30. Which city is best for tourism, Sydney or Melbourne? Why would you ask me that? I'm going to be super biased. You go to Sydney for a day to see the Opera House, and then you come to Melbourne and stay for a month because it's much better. 4-4 rally as Swiatek up the line at the backhand of Kostyuk. Backhand again from Swiatek, the backhand of Kostyuk. And Swiatek up the line. Good shot, but Kostyuk's there with her forehand. Overhitting it though. Love 40 Swiatek. But no, actually, like, go to Sydney for a day, see the Harbour Bridge, see the Opera House, go to Bondi Beach if you want, and then leave. Because there's nothing else to do. That's it. Tick those boxes. Come to Melbourne, hang out for a week. It's way more of a vibe. Like, actually. As with a fault second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Swiatek. Return the back of Kostyuk. Swiatek slice in the net. 15-40. All right, 15-40. Still a chance for Swiatek to get a double break. 7th for Swiatek. Return goes long. 30-40. Kind of feels like Swiatek does need the double break. I don't think Swiatek's going to cruise to victory if she's up 3-2. Like, it feels like there's going to be an opportunity for Kostyuk to break back. So Swiatek needs 2 breaks to at least compensate for it. All right, 30-40, second serve. Serving to the back of Swiatek, return up the line. Good shot. Kostyuk gets it back. Hits it wide. All right. Insurance break. 4-1 Swiatek, double break in the final set. And this is the kind of win that Swiatek needs. Against a player who's been playing very well. Kostyuk is one of the best players at the moment. And this is what Swiatek is definitely needs for her confidence. Kostyuk, on the other hand, she is not having fun. All right. And the winner of this match will take on either Pegula or Schneider, and they're playing next. Is it an important win for Iga? Oh, yeah. I wanted to watch Svitolina versus Anisimova, but it's in the middle of the night. I'm sorry. Is it not the weekend? Is it not Saturday? Is it not Saturday night? I come here every fucking night. I'm here at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and I stay up all night. And that's on the weekdays. That's on a school night. That's on a work day. I'm here at bloody 2 a.m. and I'm hearing you in the chat being like, oh, it's past midnight. I can't stay up on Saturday. Fine. 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 I see how it is. I see how it is. I get it. I see how it is. I'll do the heavy lifting. It's fine. It's fine. I'll do it. I'll fight. Whatever. I see who's more committed. It's fine. Fine. All right. It's fine. Sleep if you want. You're going to miss out, though, because it's going to be pretty fun. It's starting to rain. Oh, this actually might be... If it is wet... Oh, no, sorry. The umpire is just fixing the net. It looks like it is going to rain, though. It's getting real windy and sketchy out there. Kostyuk wouldn't mind a rain delay. All right, here we go. Swiatek with the double break. 4-1. Swiatek serves. It's super windy. Swiatek serves a fault. Second serve. It won't rain yet. Okay, hopefully not. Second serve. Serve is a double fault. Love 15. Love 15. As we default again. Second serve. As the return goes in from Kostyuk, the forehand Swiatek. Kostyuk backhand. Goes long. A lot of errors from Kostyuk since the first set. 15-0. This final set, she's hitting so many errors. 6% of first serve points won in the first for Swiatek. Yeah. She literally won 1 point in the first set on her serve. It was crazy. She won 1 point out of like 17 on her first serve in the first set. It was brutal. Swiatek hits it wide. 15-30. 15-30. Chance for Kostyuk to get a break back, potentially. And the default second serve. And with a second serve. Kostyuk standing inside the baseline. As the return goes in the net by Kostyuk. 30-all. As with a backhand rally. Swiatek up the line. And Kostyuk passing shot goes wide. All right, 40-30. As the return goes into the backhand of Swiatek, Swiatek gets wide. Ugh. Deuce. All right, we get to deuce. Whew. Deuce. As Swiatek serves. Oh, fault. Swiatek serves again. Serve. The backhand of Kostyuk. Kostyuk in the net. Man, Kostyuk just can't make a return. Advantage Swiatek. The Canadian hardcourt is unusual. It's no tune-up for faster US Open. Yeah, but you've been hating on Swiatek all day. So, of course, if Swiatek starts winning, you're going to be like, well, it doesn't count. Like, at least you're consistent. All right. Advantage Swiatek. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Good return to the backhand of Swiatek. Kostyuk, forehand. The back of Swiatek, and Swiatek in the net. And we're back to deuce. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. As Swiatek serves in the forehand of Kostyuk, return up the line. Swiatek backhand goes long. Advantage Swiatek. Sorry, advantage Kostyuk. Advantage Kostyuk. To get back a break. Ow. Serve. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Backhand of Swiatek. Into the backhand of Kostyuk. Goes in the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk up the line. Just missed it. Back to deuce. By the way, Dartery and Borges are 3-all in the third. Care to educate me on Kostyuk's coach? No. I don't think I will. As with a forehand up the line from Swiatek, that's a winner advantage Swiatek. To be honest, I don't know much about Kostyuk's coach myself, so chat, enlighten us. What's the information? They've been working together for a while, so I'm not sure. As with a serve. Into the forehand of Kostyuk's a fault. Second serve. When's Alex playing? Tomorrow. Kostyuk 7-5. You said that in the last set. Polish coach. Okay, there you go. She's Polish. All right, that's a start. Polish. Okay. And the back in return for Kostyuk goes long. Swiatek 5-1. Keeps that double break. And she is one game away from the best win of her season, maybe? I mean, she did beat Pegula, who's higher ranked, but I don't know. This feels like it could be her best win of the year. Is that, I mean, not like quality-wise, but like, chat, what would you say? Would you say, I mean, she played way better against Pegula when she beat her in Rome. I don't know. I feel like this is like such a big win for Swiatek right now. Like, she needed this so badly. Mentally, yes. Yeah, mentally, right? I think mentally it's her biggest win. If she can get it, as that goes wide by Swiatek, 15-love. And the way she's been able to fight back from a set down and play against somebody who's been red hot in the last couple of months. Like, this is such a confidence-boosting win. More than it was in Rome. In Rome, it was like a statement of like, oh, shit, okay. But then the next match, unfortunately, Swiatek lost straight away. But this feels like might be the most important win of the year for her. And then when it comes to WTA finals, it's like super important, right? For points. 15-0. Kostyuk's coach is Polish, and she's in her mid-30s. There you go. Oh, there she is. She's on the screen. The WTA are listening. They're obviously listening. Swiatek needed this win, yeah. Yeah, for so many reasons. 15-0. But also, she hasn't won yet, so let's all just relax. All right, serve. It's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back, and Swiatek. Return goes forward of Kostyuk. Swiatek forehand again. The forehand of Kostyuk. And Swiatek shanks it, and then Kostyuk hits it into the back, and Swiatek. Kostyuk comes in and misses the approach. No, it landed in. I'm blind. Good volley by Kostyuk. Two shots looked out by Kostyuk, but Hawkeye said no. 30-15. Glad I stuck around after the disappointing first set. Yeah, first set was 20 years ago as far as I'm concerned. So long ago, it didn't even matter. Nice volley, though, by Kostyuk. Uh, 30-15. It's Kostyuk with a great serve. 40-15. As a return by Swiatek goes back in Kostyuk. Swiatek up the line. Kostyuk gets back with the forehand. Swiatek up the line to the back of Kostyuk. And then Swiatek in the net. All right, Kostyuk. Good rally. Good game. Good way to hold. And she's having a bit of a laugh. So that's good to see. She looks relaxed enough after winning that game. Good rally. Cam, what's up with Ruud Fonseca? Now, I know you're messing with me, right? Dartery's up 4-3 with a break. Nice. All right. Swiatek's going to serve at this match. All right. Five 5-2. Dartery broke. Nice. We literally watched that match yesterday, that Ruud Fonseca match, so I don't know what's up. I feel like Swiatek's serving is letting her down in big tournaments, and major second serve is getting attacked. Well, that is happening. The ATP is kind of dead lately. WTA feels way more interesting and engaging. It is, yeah. I mean, the WTA, the ATP is not dead. It's just the ATP is in a bit of a growing phase, right? Because it's growing. It's got to grow the profiles of players outside of the top guys, right? It's got a little bit of a It's just going through some growing pains. Same with the WTA back in like 22, right? Post Barty, post Serena, there was that as well. I mean, 2021, the WTA was in a very similar position where it was like, who are the ones to watch, right? Who are the champions? Now, there's a lot of players, right? The men's tour is, it's very top heavy, right? It's very Sinner Alcaraz dependent. And Djokovic too, right? Zverev doesn't have the fan base, right? He doesn't have that same fan base that those guys have. And then outside of them, it's same with Fritz. He doesn't have the same fan base, the same numbers wise, right? Popularity. So those guys can't really carry tournaments because people, the casual fans aren't interested, right? Neutral fans aren't really interested in those guys as much. But you got Fonseca, Tien, Menchik, Hoda, right? Those are the guys that, the exciting young players that people are going to get to know. But still, we've got to get to know them, right? We know them, but neutral fans aren't they don't know who they are yet. They're not mainstream yet. They're getting there though. They are getting there. But on the WTA, there's if you ask like a casual tennis fan to name 10 or even 10 WTA players, they probably could, because there's a lot of Grand Slam champions in that top 10 right now, right? You can just name all the champions, And that's the thing. On the ATP, they need players, those young players who win slams, because that's the thing that matters most, right? 1000s are fine, but people remember slams. And, Noskova winning Wimbledon is a huge thing. Obviously, Raducanu winning a slam was massive. Andreeva, Gauff, we need more champions. 40 love, Swiatek. She's got match points. I'm saying it, Swiatek's best win of the year. And most important, this might be the win that changes her year and gets her into the WTA finals in a couple months' time. Remember this. She serves into the back of Kostyuk. Return goes in the back of Swiatek. Kostyuk survives. Swiatek gets it wide. 40-15. I wouldn't say Swiatek's back. I'm going to hesitate on saying that. But this is a massive step in the right direction in her comeback to the top of, at least to the WTA finals, because that's what's more important right now. She's going to be in top 10, but WTA finals, that's what she needs to qualify for. Match point number 2. Serving the front of Kostyuk, return. In the back of Swiatek, great shot. Kostyuk gets it back. Swiatek backhand goes long. No, it landed in. God, I am blind. There's a bit of forehand again. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Again, the forehand of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand into the slice of Kostyuk. Swiatek slices it in the net. That baseline, I can't see it. 40-30, 2 match points saved. 40-30. And after what was a horrendous first set serving-wise for Swiatek, what a turnaround. She won 1 point on serve in the first set and somehow flicked the switch. I mean, what a difference. What a difference. Swiatek serves. Match point number 3. Kostyuk returns into the back of Swiatek, and Swiatek in the net. All right, we get to deuce. Not over yet. Kostyuk holding on. Not over yet. All right. Deuce. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Kostyuk. Return goes back into Swiatek. Kostyuk. Backhand again in the back of Swiatek. It's Kostyuk with a drop shot. Swiatek gets it. Kostyuk lob. No good. Swiatek gets it back. Kostyuk passing shot. Oh, missed. Oh, the racket's gone flying. Kostyuk's like, I've had enough of this racket. All right, advantage. Swiatek, match point number 4. Match point number 4. And Kostyuk, she had the passing shot ready as well. That was makeable. Wasn't easy, but there was a chance. Serve. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Return goes short. Swiatek hits it out on the backhand. And we get back to deuce. 4 match points have been saved. Man, Swiatek needs to get this shit done right now. You don't want to give momentum back to Kostyuk. Deuce. Serving the forehand of Kostyuk. Return gets in. Oh no. That was a great return. Swiatek just watched it. It hit her. We almost hit her in the foot. On the baseline. All right. Advantage Kostyuk. To get one of the breaks back. And Swiatek serves. Into the backhand, Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand. Into the slice of Kostyuk. Swiatek backhand again. Kostyuk goes again to the Swiatek backhand as Kostyuk forehand again into the nets. Man, Kostyuk was in control. Swiatek hangs on. Deuce. Remember, Swiatek was up 40 love. All right, deuce. As a return from Kostyuk goes in the front of Swiatek, and Swiatek, that's a nice shot. Kostyuk back in the net, 5th match point. Match point number 5. Swiatek to get it done. Still an impressive win, despite this last game. It's been a very impressive win. Needed, much needed win too. She needed this Swiatek. Advantage Swiatek. To get to the quarters. Serving the backhand. Kostyuk goes into the backhand of Swiatek up the line. Kostyuk forehand. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk on the stretch with a slice. Swiatek comes to the net with a forehand. Passing shot is too good. Volley goes long by Swiatek. Kostyuk saves another one. 5 match points have been saved. And she was up 40 love. Now, Swiatek just didn't do enough of that approach. That was a soft slice approach. That was not good enough. Especially for Kostyuk. Kostyuk was going to nail that return. All right, return from Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Kostyuk. Inside out forehand winner. Advantage Kostyuk. To get back one of the breaks. All right, serve. Swiatek. She's had to save a break point already. She's had 5 match points. She's had 40 love. All right, Swiatek serves. Another fault. Second serve. Second serve. Second serve. Is into the back of Kostyuk. Return. Goes into the front of Swiatek. Kostyuk gets it to the back of Swiatek. That goes in. What a shot by Iga. Woo. He hit the line. That was a very good shot. Needs to do that on match point. Roy isn't there. I don't know if he didn't travel because of that. He has an Achilles injury, right? I don't know if he didn't come to Canada because of the Achilles or what, but he's not there. He's not there. I'm guessing he's probably not. If he's still, I mean, he hurt his Achilles. ruptured it like 2 months ago, right? So he might be in a moon boot, uncomfortable for travel. He might just be coming for New York. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but that's my guess. Because he's not here in Canada. And they haven't split as far as I've heard. So my guess would be he just doesn't want to travel because it's uncomfortable. As that goes out by Kostyuk. Match point number 6. And going around Europe's a lot easier, right? You only have to get on a plane for like an hour or 30 minutes, right? Wasn't there like a story that Roige traveled by like car or something? Like they didn't even take a plane through Europe? I can't remember. I swear there was something about that. Match point number 6. And Swiatek serves a fault second serve. But yeah, that would be my guess. But he's not there. But he's still in the team. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Kostyuk. Kostyuk in the net. Swiatek wins. And a big reaction. That's what we want to see from Iga. What a statement win. She needed that so badly too. She takes out one of the most informed players on the competition. And she is shouting to the crowd. That is such an important win for Iga's season. Her best win of the year, I think. Not her best performance, but her biggest, like the biggest challenge that she's overcome. Like I said, Kostyuk's only lost 1 match in 3 sets this year. And Kostyuk's had a great couple of months. That's not a bad loss for her. I mean, yeah, okay, it's not a great result after winning the first, but I don't think Kostyuk's super disappointed by losing to Iga. But man, what an important win. She needed that. She needed that. Kostyuk. Pardon me, we'll go to Cincy. But man, Pegula and Schneider winner play Swiatek. That's what's happening now. And the reaction, you can tell, the reaction was so massive by Swiatek. That's what we want to see. She's not back, but that's a good start. That's what we want to see. Polish fans drinking beers. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we want to see. Flex. All right. Solid. By the way, very, very professional handshake. Very quick handshake. They barely touched hands. It was... Kostyuk's disappointed. I mean, she didn't play great after the first set. She let herself down. But, you know, again, Swiatek just... What a performance. She needed that. She needed that kind of win as well. Had she have won that in straight sets, like 1 and 2, it would have been very impressive. But the way she fought back, she needed that because she hadn't been. I said earlier, it's been almost a year since she's won a match in 3 sets against a top 20 player. It's been a year, so she lost 7 in a row in the 3rd sets against top 20 players in the last 12 months. She needed that win in that way. Huge boost. Now she gets to play the Schneider or Pegula. She definitely want to play Pegula, I think, because at least that, you know, if she loses to Pegula, you know, so be it. But if she loses to Schneider, that's a little bit... Schneider's been playing well, but, you know, like, I think she'd rather play Pegula because if she does lose, it doesn't completely derail everything she's done today. If she lost to Schneider, you'd be like, oh no, she beats Kostyuk, but then lost to Schneider? Oh no. So I think she'd rather play Pegula. Plus, also, if she beats Pegula, it's more of an impressive win than if she beats Schneider, right? All right. GG's. Now, we have Pegula versus Schneider. We're going to find out who Iga's going to play. Manoj.
Hey Cam, I have been your subscriber ever since you had around 1K subs and glad to see the level you've reached. Good old days, but proud of your work. Wishing you nothing but the best.
Hey, thank you. Sorry I missed that 2 hours ago. I haven't been looking at the
confidence
the
boost in 3-set win against top 10.jzda.
So thank you, Maddie, for the 5, and thank you, Nivaz for the $2. yeah, confidence win for sure. Well, Kostyuk's not top 10. I think she's number 11, but still, might as well be the top 10, right? I mean, she's been playing phenomenally. Also, thank you, Jokes, for the becoming a member as well. But yeah, huge win. Such an important win for Swiatek. Comeback Queen is back. We need Swiatek to be doing well. We love Swiatek here. Where's Deja? Deja must be doing backflips. You're right. She needed that. Oh yeah, that was super important. That was so important. That was a much needed win, and like the perfect person to do that against. It's either beating Noskova or Kostyuk right now is such a big win. So or Andreeva. And like they're the three players that I think, yeah, okay, if you Sabalenka or Raducanu, whatever, right? But like the players that are playing really well right now, Kostyuk, we talked about this yesterday. Kostyuk is the best player in the planet in the last month, right? 2 semis of slams, a 1,000 title, a lot of good wins. To beat Kostyuk, that's a huge win as well. And the fact that she got revenge over the French Open loss to Kostyuk, right? I mean, that was another thing. She just lost to Kostyuk a couple weeks ago on the clay at Roland Garros, which is Swiatek's, that's Swiatek's house, right? Or was for at least a couple of years. So again, to get that one back, there's so many positives from that. But she also has to keep it going because you can beat Kostyuk, but losing in the quarters is not good enough. Swiatek needs to at least get to the semis, play against someone who's, beat Pegula, if she's going to play her, and then go on and play, Raducanu in the semis. If she loses Raducanu in the semis, so be it. But, she's got to get there now because it will all be for nothing if she lost in the next round, right? 19 winners, 23 errors from Kostyuk. 10 winners and 18 errors by Swiatek, but Swiatek's serving got much better. And Kostyuk just hit a few more errors. I think maybe the wind might have played a part. It started to get really windy. Maybe Kostyuk started to lose her, lose that consistency. But great result for Iga. Such an important win. And now she's into the quarterfinals of Canada. Now we're going to find out who she's going to play because Schneider and Pegula are about to hit the court. So I will send you over there. I'm going to go have a snack and then come back and keep it going. We'll keep an eye on the men's matches as well because there's plenty of action in Montreal as well. But great win for Iga. Love that for her. She gets it done in 3 sets. 3-6, 6-1, 6-2. She comes back from the dead. First win against a top 20 player in a 3-set match in nearly a year. And she beats one of the best players, or most informed players right now. And for the WTA finals, what an important win because she is trying to get in the conversation. She's been out of it all year. She's trying to get back into that, even in just the top 10 to put herself in the in the race of the finals again. But great win. She's into the quarters. Let's see who she plays.